fun.
So what are you gonna do for your 102nd, Steve? I'm thinking unicorn theme for me.
I got a wilder plan.
Guess that'd be rare.
Yeah, yeah.
Unicorns are mythical, and so is my 102nd birthday.
And Grandma was on the news.
Oh, was she?
And the people, did you see her on the news? I said, what channel was it on? And they said Fox. And I'm like, I missed it.
I'm sorry, I missed, you're there for Jim Barnett's
90th.
funeral?
90th.
90th birthday.
It's decided to do that instead of waiting till
I think that's a great idea. Okay, good.
He's doing good.
he seems good. She's into Alzheimer's by now.
Okay.
But
All right.
she seemed alert enough. I mean, the thing she was saying to me made sense, except that, I mean, but she said the same things 4 times to me. But what she was saying made sense.
Yeah, ask Nancy.
It was a surprise.
Don't ask me.
It was a surprise party, open house, and he was surprised, so that was very cool. Yeah.
Now, there are people there in meeting that I don't know.
Might have gotten that.
I think Are there people here at meeting you don't know?
Yes, how about the lady in a red sweatshirt there?
That's my wife, Karen.
I'm Dale's,
I'm
I'm Karen Terrell. I'm Dale's wife. I'm Karen.
Okay. How about the lady in the black sweatshirt?
I'm Caroline Jeanette, and I live in Iowa. I've joined you a few times online.
Caroline Bangle.
Bangle, yeah.
You're Caroline Bangle?
Yes, I'm Caroline Bangle.
I thought you were only about this high.
That's been a while.
It's been a while since you've seen her, huh?
It has.
And we've got almost enough for a choir today.
Yeah.
We might have enough numbers, but I'm not sure the quality would be all that good.
Steve
It's
and
a
I could
thought.
carry very silently.
Sort of the drone in the bottom.
They say,
Yeah.
so,
Yes.
Like that.
sing so low they can't hear me.
Be like the Barney Fife when he's supposed to sing a solo, and
He
they
thought
told
it
him to
was
have
great.
the sensitive microphone, so all he really had to do was mouth the words and it would pick it up, and they had somebody else singing off stage. That'd be what we'd be.
Morning, Jonathan.
Morning. How are you all?
Hey, Jonathan.
Is it sunny and warm down there, Jonathan?
It is neither.
It is sunny here, just
It is
cold.
sunny and cold.
We had snow.
Oh, you did?
Wow.
Yeah, very little, but we had some.
Yeah, snow.
Do you get
very
much
little.
snow over the winter?
No, not usually, not anymore. Years ago, we did. We would usually get 2 or 3 good snows, but at this point, we're lucky if we have one, and it's usually only on for a few days.
Some people would argue that that's lucky.
Yeah.
When we moved to western Ohio, a little town called Hillsboro, down by Wilmington, Ben had just turned 3, and he got a sled for Christmas, and we got a dusting of snow, and they go, "This'll be it, so you better get out." And so I've got pictures of him with just this little dusting, and pulled him around the front yard, and then the blizzard of 78 hit. He was like, "Dad, Dad."
Got a chance to use it.
Yeah. don't have a opening prelude, do you?
No,
Okay.
no, it's all gonna come as one big bunch.
Oh, okay.
A long prelude.
A long, very long prelude. Okay. Well, it's about the appointed hour, so we'll, as far as announcements, we have monthly meeting today. Kristen got the, treasurer's report to me, and so I'll share screen, cause I got it up here, so when it's time for the treasurer's report, we'll try that experiment. I've done it other places, but not here, so we'll put the treasurer's report up on the screen. And I'll also attach it to the email that goes out that has the link to today's service in it, so you can see that. So monthly meeting will be at 10:35, and all are welcome. Are there any other announcements you can think of? Well, we're happy to have the Iowans here.
Happy to be here.
We have Iowans everywhere. In Belize and in Indiana, so, yay Hawkeyes.
Just
Yeah.
not in Iowa.
So the state emptied out, huh?
Yeah.
But just the ones you would see here.
Are there joys or concerns to share this morning?
Well, I brought my bird book and Stan's not online,
Oh,
so he missed out.
Somebody had asked me earlier about Maggie's little friend, Beaver, that we had been praying for a while back. So I got in touch with Maggie's mom to find out what was going on. Her tumors, her little 5-year-old body is full of tumors, but apparently they have been kind of arrested at this point after the chemo that she had at Riley. So instead of spending like a week at home and then going to Cincinnati for radiation treatment, she's getting an extended period at home. And then they're gonna do some tests and find out what has changed in that extended period, and that may give them some idea of what to do next. So she still needs our prayers, but right now she's at home anyway, instead of in the hospital.
yay.
Some of us got the message that Tish Dane has passed away.
Lee Herr also, those of you that knew Phil and Lee Herr, who were at the Choctaw Center in Alabama for a while, Lee passed away about the same time as Tish, apparently.
Yeah, I haven't heard when Tish's service is or anything yet. I didn't realize she had Lewy body dementia, which is a real tough one.
Yeah, it's nasty.
And fast.
Huh?
And fast.
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my mother died of. It's not pleasant
Not pleasant.
at all, yeah. So,
Well, I know a lot of you know the Farmers, and Bruce passed away the other day, and his wife did too. His wife died, and then he went home and he died.
Wow. Broken heart.
Yeah, he was Jeff
Yeah.
his whole life. We called him Hink. It was kind of a nickname. I don't know why, but that was his nickname. Yeah.
well, let's remember these folks. But also think of the folks in Ecuador with the earthquake. The world's just rocking and a-rolling, seems like. Between the weather and earthquakes and
War.
war. A friend of mine in Santa Rosa said they had so much rain that the synagogue on top of the hill was in danger of sliding down the hill into the Protestant cemetery. Which, it's both tragic and funny at the same time.
Tragic, but oh my God.
But, yeah,
To see
it's
it
a
that
beautiful
way.
synagogue
Yeah.
up on a hill, and they got so much rain so fast.
Wow.
just washed out the foundation.
Wow.
Lynn's our worship leader, so we'll just send her into some silence and hold these concerns in our hearts and lift them to God, and then Lynn can proceed as she feels led.
Well, last month I had told you that the hymns I was going to play were a collection of family favorites, and they're not connected in any other way except they're family favorites. And then we had the sound system problem, so you get to hear them this month instead of last month. I hope that they're some of your family favorites too, or some of your favorites too.
And we'll transition now into more unprogrammed worship and say goodbye to those friends who have obligations elsewhere or need to leave. We hope that those who leave can join us for monthly meeting at 10:30. So it's good to be with you all.
Two things on my mind this morning. One is a concern and one is a joy. First is the concern. Some of you may be aware that the Decatur School Board just recently mandated that next year all backpacks will be clear plastic. There have been a number of weapons, including guns, that have been carried in backpacks to school. And my heart really aches for the students and the parents and the teachers and faculty that have come to that point that you can't trust anybody. And that's very, very sad, I think. And so my hearts and prayers go out to the residents of Decatur Township, the students, parents. And I guess I'm just glad I didn't grow up in a time like that. Very, very fortunate not to have that. The other's a joy. While Lynn was playing Family Favorites this morning, I was, for a time, transported back to West Newton Friends meeting. The old wooden building in West Newton next to the school. Remembering times when I and other boys of my age had our usual seats in the back row. And my parents were always concerned I wasn't going to be paying attention to anything. But, remembering those days, I really did soak up a lot. Amazingly. I remember Pastor Dick Parsons, especially. He was pastor at our meeting during some of my formative years and learned a lot from him. We had wonderful music and still do. And that's a joy. We had a wonderful choir. Remember sitting there also looking over on the west wall, and we had a sign that gave the numbers of those of us that had been there for Sunday school, those of us that had been there for meeting for worship, and how much money we donated. So I was paying attention to some degree. But I thought back about what an amazing place to be surrounded by people who cared about you and were concerned about you and asked about what you were doing and how you were getting along. And so I think in many ways, whether your memory of West Newton is long like mine or short like some of the rest of you, it's been a great place to grow up. And I think we all can express thanks for having that caring, loving surrounding us as we've grown up. And memories is a weird thing, because I remember exactly the day that Norma and her husband Marion were married. There are other things like what I had for supper last night. I'm a little sketchy on what that was. But I'm thankful for the surrounding that West Newton gave me then and still gives us today. We can be thankful for that.
growing up at West Newton was always it was such an encouragement to learn and love and know the love of Jesus Christ and accepting that, and the encouragement to follow your gifts, of music. Betty Fields brought the best of music out of most of anybody that ever went to West Newton as they were growing up. And just the encouragement of being part of a wonderful group of people. I don't ever feel, I always felt encouragement when I was growing up and even now. So it's been such a blessing.
Well, listening to music, I was also thinking about my growing up. It was 170 miles to the east of here, and in a brick city church, but we had the same songs, and I always felt the same kind of just surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses of love. I remember so many of the names. I mean, Harry Clark was one. He was a kind of gruff old fellow, but Mrs. Clark, and I don't know why he was always Harry and she was Mrs., but she was our beloved Sunday school teacher. But that anchoring of love, and I always think about a woman's statement that the first motion's love, because as our congregation grew and moved out to a new building, you know, in a new subdivision and it got bigger and bigger, somewhere along the way, a lot of the love got lost in the sense that more people came who began to be concerned with theological purity and who was right. I even remember some people taking notes during the sermons to see if the pastor got off track. And that congregation no longer exists, which I find terribly sad. But we still do. You know, West Newton does, in different form. But I think the thing is that community of love is the first motion, still binds us together. And not that we don't have differences, because we do, of theology and opinion and politics, but to lay those outside the door when we come in and be a fellowship of love is an amazing gift that we get to share.
Made me think of Center Friends. Sitting with the family and my parents and hearing that music.
Well, if all hearts are clear, we'll close meeting for worship and reconvene in about 15 minutes or so for monthly meeting for business. Okay, well, see you soon.
Bye.
Jonathan?
Here's that bird I found. The
Bye.
bird I was on something.
Good to see